Welcome everybody for the first official Feminist is a Bad Word podcast, or chat. I don't know what to call this. Anyway, we got a comment in our last video that we want to address now. Beef Punchard or Tyler, would you want to read off the comment?
I'll go ahead and take this one. As expected, twisting his words and saying it is just opinion when some stuff he says is facts. And yes, they are being taught to be girls over men, wherein that video, did you see girl acting like a boy or a boy acting like a boy in that whole video? Nowhere, because they making the children there girly, not manly at all. This is a fact. There is evidence in the freaking video. I don't know how you could be so close-minded that you ignore the facts and evidence. Try again when you have the facts to back up your comments. Thanks for the people who sent me this. Okay, Mitch Rhodes. So,
Mitch, say anything about
this?
I mean, I watched the podcast not that long ago because yesterday I wasn't able to. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but I watched like it today, like after the fact, because at the time I wasn't able to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the guy's on about. Like, as far as I know, bullshit is pretty much just an opinion sayer.
Yeah.
Fact, not really there, I guess. But then again, like,
there was no facts involved in this last chat. We were just checking apart his opinion.
I did pediatrics, and I can like I understand the things when he's talking about how it could be detrimental for the upbringing, and like, but even then, like, it would be nice if you would thrown in some extra like proper evidence. But then again, as far as I know, bullshit is more an opinion speaker, if anything.
Right. Here's the thing. No bullshit, whatever his actual YouTube name is. If you want me to take that guy's opinion seriously, he needs to start posting some actual links to peer-reviewed studies. Like, at the end of the day, jokes and memes aside, if you want to convince people that what you're saying is the truth, you need to provide actual evidence and not just, "Ooh, they're different from me. I don't like that." Because that's what No Bullshit's video amounted to.
May I tell though, like, and that's I'm not to shit on everybody here, but that's one thing of critique I had though. When, for instance, you mentioned like he should bring in facts. That works both ways, of course. Like, if you were gonna debunk someone's opinion, you can say like, I disagree and here's why. But if you want to really do that, you of course have to bring in hard numbers.
You see, the only problem I have with this comment is the fact that they state in this comment that, do you see a girl acting like a boy or a boy acting like a boy in the whole video? That doesn't really make any complete sense to me at all.
Oh, don't worry, I disagree with the comment at all. Totally, yeah, because it's, I don't know, it's incoherent, and the evidence he's pointing to, some of it I understand. I did pediatrics, I know, like, it's stuff like that, like non-gender stuff, like boys and girls being brought up as, I wouldn't say the same, but like, as where, for instance, he talked about how the father or the man was talking about how they made mom and dad like one word, like momska or dad, like something like that. Like, I know from experience that can be detrimental, but it's not 100% foolproof with like a lot of things in life, of course.
Yeah, look, at least from my opinion, you know, whatever a parent does to bring up their child is kind of their business. As long as they're not actively harming the child, like beating them, starving them, denying them access to like school and going out, like, really what we don't want to see is parents that like cloister their children and cut them off from every single input. And clearly these parents aren't doing that. You know, yeah, they might look weird to you. I think the father is, what did he say, non-gender binary. The mother is sort of just a supporter. I think when they discussed the mother, she wasn't trans or anything. She just had her views on gender relations. But at the end of the day, the kids were going out, they were making friends. It doesn't seem like they were harmed at all, and no bullshit was going on at length about how harmful this was to these children who, according to the videos that No Bullshit presented as evidence, the kids were fine. The kids were happy. They didn't seem to be upset about anything.
Well, yeah, like I said, it's not a 100% foolproof to say like it will harm the kids. Of course, like it's
But it goes both
studies.
ways.
Well, yeah,
Like you can't say that it won't have any impact on what they will do later in life. But does that mean that it'll have to be a bad impact on what they choose to do?
Well, there's the thing. For kids, I would agree with the part that it does harm, and like you said, it doesn't have to be, of course, bad, but there is a reason why it's called doing harm, and of course, it's not like beating them or something. Like Beef said, it's peaceful, a peaceful way of doing. It's weird to say, and don't take offense, but a peaceful way of doing harm in the sense that like this is not something that's like physically harming them. Like the kids are doing fine. Like even Bullshit said, the dad seems like a perfectly fine father. He loves his kids and everything, but it's more a thing that's gonna do mental damage in the long term.
Prove it.
Right, let me look up then.
Anyway, to move on the subject, we're going to make our commenter really happy because we're going to do a no bullshit video later on. And let's see what opinions and facts he brings to us in the next video we tear apart. So
okay, great.
Yeah. As for now, we have a video that we're going to look at from a MGTOW. What was he called again?
Okay, let me preface this one because this is a guy I know. He visits me in my YouTube live streaming. I do my own YouTube ranting, you know, whenever I feel like it. And this gentleman goes by the moniker Cybermonk, and he is a self-professed MGTOW, and I did a live stream with him last week, and at the end of that live stream, he went on a tangent about how the MGTOW prophecy, as he foresees it, is that sometime in the near future, all women will be implanted with microchips, which will make them more pliable to the patriarchal system of interpersonal relationships, which I found to be mind-blowing. So we're going to go ahead and look at one of his created videos where he's just discussing, in this case, a woman must be carefully managed.
Oh boy.
Yeah. we're getting into the bowels with this one.
Sounds good. It's gonna be probably a high entertainment value.
Okay. I've actually not watched this one, so I'm looking forward to it. I just kind of picked it out of thin air.
I am not.
Yeah.
Got a quick announcement before we begin with the video. I'm having to move the live stream show that we do every week from Saturday evening to Friday evening at 7 p.m. Central Time. The link to the live stream channel is in the description.
I want to cry, but I want to laugh because I feel so stupid. Okay, so I got 2 packages in the mail today, and one was a bike for... One was a bike for Violet for her birthday, and the other one was wrapped in... Hold on, I'll show you.
What is this?
This was the box.
I don't know.
That this suspicious item was in. Okay. It was addressed to husband. And I opened it.
Oh wait, it's this dishwasher
This
video.
is what I see, guys. This is what I see.
I
Okay.
she thought it was a bomb.
There are wires. There is duct tape stuff holding it.
Okay.
And this is what I see in this box.
It's a dishwasher video where she throws the bomb.
I have 2 kids.
Is it?
3 kids
Yeah.
sleeping upstairs. Okay,
I've
if you
seen
guys
this video
got a
before.
box, and
I've
you
never
get
seen
it,
this
what would you
before.
think? Okay.
I would
Crying
think
and
that.
laughing so hard because I was so scared for a little bit. So I open this box, immediately think it's a bomb, you guys. Now I've never seen a bomb, so I don't know what they look like.
Well, they
Really
don't
gonna
look
play the
like
video
that.
verbatim?
I think there's a
I
bomb
think
on my counter. I just opened a box and there's a bomb. I have 3 kids sleeping upstairs.
Hold on, pause,
What do I
pause,
do?
pause.
Is it gonna go off? It's not making any noise. Is there a timer?
So
Playing
it
this
was
video verbatim.
was this like a thing? Like, because I've never seen this before, and my first thought is, dear, like read the packing slip.
Yeah, like sending bombs to people is not something that's done every day.
Yeah, it's. I'm sorry, but here's one. Okay, I know this is an aside and a tangent, but people really need to stop and think. Why would somebody send you a bomb? Like, are you that important where you're gonna get blown up? Because I doubt it.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're like world famous, don't worry about it. Nobody's trying to blow you up.
I wouldn't say that.
Really? Do
I
you
mean,
receive bombs in
the
the mail?
chances of it happening is very low. But there are dickheads that would do that, send it to random people, and I'm sure it has happened multiple times.
No,
I
usually
mean,
it's somebody they know.
just a couple of months ago, wasn't there like a whole crisis where people were warned not to open strange
Yeah, but that
packages?
was
They
because
weren't.
packages were sent to like news networks, George
No,
Soros.
I
Oh,
swear,
not that
like,
one? Oh, okay.
yeah. There was like an incident where they were just sent to regular people.
I've never
so?
heard of that. I've heard of like local kids putting freaking like cherry bombs and stuff in people's mailboxes, like that kind of random bombing, but I've never heard of somebody who's had a deep-seated mental illness building full-blown improvised explosive devices and then posting them out to just people's whose addresses are on Google. Like, I've never heard of that.
I don't even think it was just address like found on Google. I think they just went to random houses and put the bombs in. Again, don't quote me on this. This is something I think I heard. So this is not straight fact.
Yeah.
Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is how it went.
Okay,
Fuck,
so
I hate when I do this.
No, that's all right. So shall we continue this?
May I say, it's like this. We're almost at the like half of the video, and it's only this woman. Like, is he actually?
Yeah.
That's kind of confusing, actually.
Yeah, it is. Continue, I suppose.
Yes.
We're on it. Like, if I touch it, am I gonna explode? So I went upstairs. I woke all the kids up. We're running outside. I put the dogs were in their kennels, and I was like, sorry, babies, I gotta leave. That house might explode, but I gotta leave you. I pounded on my neighbor's door, and I was like, I need you to watch the kids.
The dogs, I
think I have a bomb in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the dogs, I guess.
Dogs, and he's like, don't go get don't go get the dogs. Okay, so I'm like freaking out on 911. She's had to tell me a million times to calm down.
He's
And I
literally
was like,
playing
we
the
just
whole
bought
video.
this house. My 4
Can you skip
animals are
forward?
inside of it, and it's gonna blow.
Or do we have to watch? I mean, because. All right, pause.
I was like, there's wires all over it.
Okay, so this lady's clearly just having a panic attack.
Yeah.
No, this is after it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, a panic attack doesn't just end. Like, you come down from it. And she's, the laughter, the tears and everything, that's somebody recovering from something that panicked them. So what is Cybermonk's point here? Can you skip forward in the video to where he discusses it?
I don't know if he's going to discuss it in the middle of it or adding anything extra.
All right, yeah, let's.
There's duct tape. So I stood outside and I waited for the fire department. The fire department was going to come, the bomb detection people, and police showed up. They took my name and everything. The kids are inside the neighbor's house. And I was like, it's addressed to my husband. Does somebody want to kill him? Like, what's going on? And they came out of my house smirking at me. And I said, what is it? Is my dog's gonna explode inside of my house? And they're like, no! Did you order a motor for something? And I was like, a motor? They're like, I think it's for a car. And I was like, I haven't ordered anything for my car. I don't know what it is. I was like, are you sure it's not a bomb? You guys, it's the motor for my dryer!
Oh, good God.
How was I supposed to know that it wasn't a bomb?
Or maybe talk
This
to
is
your.
why women must be carefully managed by a responsible adult male.
Whoa!
Wait. What?
Wait a minute! Wait a minute!
That's fucking hilarious. Wow.
Whoa!
That was his only thing. Oh my god.
That's
this
genuinely great. That is the
So-
best thing I've ever heard.
Oh my god.
You can't claim like that she needs a responsible male adult. The only thing you can claim at most that she is
She's just had
not
a silly
very
moment.
bright.
That's all.
Yeah, she's a bit
she is
jumpy.
dim
That's
as
all.
as a dying bulb.
That's
Like
good maternal instincts. Something suspicious happening. Let me get my kids out there. You know?
Right. I
the
mean,
middleman
yeah.
shows up, I'm gonna call the police. I don't trust a man in front of my door. Fuck that shit.
Well, okay. Let's be fair. She opened the package prior to calling the police. Like she didn't just say, "Oh, mailman, call the cops."
No, but I'm like, just the I don't know what
She
kind of
also technically
gymnastics.
committed a federal crime by opening someone else's meal.
No, it was her husband's mail.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Very unlikely the husband is gonna sue his own wife over opening his mail.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would. If I had a wife and she opens up my meal, I'm like, you're being
Oh, you're
sued.
gonna.
That's it. This is
That's
how
it.
I'm going
We're
to. Yeah, we're
this is
gonna.
not working out.
Yeah, the divorce proceedings start with "You opened my mail, bitch." Like. Okay. Wow. Shall we look at another one? I
Yeah,
kinda-
let's look at his channel. If he's like this again, we're just
God
no, fuck.
What an
That-
experience.
That was amazing.
Let's see.
Teach women not to rape MGTOW. Who's raping?
Oh, this is gonna be a
What?
good one.
Are we gonna watch this? Okay.
Next level.
All right.
Why are they all so short?
I had agreed to go on a live stream with Rose Blades yesterday. However, some of you said that I would be giving her more attention than what she deserved. So I'm leaving it up to you guys. If you think I should go on the stream with her, type yes in the comments or no. As always, I appreciate.
Should we have him later on in one of our special guests?
I don't get the part where he seems like the guy would be like, I'm a big alpha male. By the way, guys, can you decide for me what to do in this case?
But is he serious though?
This is a
I,
MGTOW. I've never seen a MGTOW that ain't serious about his bullshit.
He is serious. Like when I did a live stream after my lovely ex-wife sent me some emails dangling the chance of speaking to my kids again in front of me, and I was just like laying it all out there. Like, all right, guys, here's what's going on. If you see me upset about my kids, here's why, blah, blah, blah. And he popped into the live stream real quick. It was like, don't worry, John, MGTOW's here for you. And I'm like, I don't want to be a part of your No Girls Allowed club. I'm sitting here having a bit of an interpersonal crisis. I haven't spoken to my kids in years, or a year and a half. Fuck you. Don't try to convert me to MGTOW right now. This isn't the time or the place. So yeah,
MGTOW.
I believe he's genuinely what is it? Taking the ecstasy pill? What do they say? The red pill.
The red pill.
Yeah.
Trust me, the red pill ain't.
Nah,
gonna do that.
who needs
This
red
is some-
pill? The black
this is
pill
some-
is the right way.
Dude,
Hmm.
this is some deep cover pill, dude. This is.
Because I kind of want him in, because if his videos are this short with no real
It's-
substance, I want
I'm
him.
wondering, yeah,
I
what
want
like
him
what
in
would
this
him make
chat
an
right
extra
now.
statement be?
I could ask him to
Yeah,
be a
ask him.
guest.
Ask him.
I would
ask him
wonder,
if
like,
he's gonna be a
what's
guest. He's gonna be our
him gonna
first
be like
guest.
making a statement?
I mean, I warn you, he doesn't say anything.
I don't think you would be.
Trust me, Beef. I wasn't counting on a MGTOW being like,
Shall-
okay, listen here to my great valid argument.
Shell, I think you would have to pretend to be a male if he comes on.
No. No, you've got to be in all of your feminine glory.
I mean,
he'll just think I'm a kid or a trans or something.
Well, who cares? He can think whatever he likes.
But yeah,
I mean,
if you can find a way to get him in here, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him an email right now.
hey,
Anyway,
Sheep, if you want to have some MGTOW videos of the longer kind, we could go to what's his name, Fuck with Freeways channel.
Who?
If you remember him from the white YouTuber.
I never watched the white YouTuber actually.
Really? Huh. No, he's a MGTOW too.
The white YouTuber. Crap. He
Yeah,
was so crappy. I was in
Oh,
like
don't
a
worry,
stream
he's
with him
there.
once, and he was just like, I don't like him.
No, but his channel
don't
is
like
amazing videos. Like,
Back when I worked with
everything.
fucking
Yeah.
what's their name? It's these two guys. One of them's like very femmy. The other one is not. He's very like he has a long beard. I made their Discord and
The
I
Fine
told
Bros.
No, not the It's like Lacey, and then the other guy is called something else.
Oh,
Very nearly
yeah,
viral.
yeah.
I worked with them for a while, and then before they kind of yeeted me out.
No, he has some great titles. Like he does everything he does is like.
I talked to the
him
white guy,
either
and he was just like, ugh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not. His videos are great. It's either him commenting on the newspaper since recently, which is a new like ad. It's either him walking or driving around and being like a salty boy.
Anyway,
Like-
let's finish this.
Yeah.
My bad, sorry.
Appreciate you guys watching the videos. Thanks again. The next time you hear a woman say that men are predators, please direct her to this video.
This is where Crystal Wilson, also known as Crystal Clunas, appeared this morning for a bail hearing. The 31-year-old teacher is accused of 2 counts of sexual assault and 2 counts of sexual interference in relation to a 10-year-old student she taught last year while she was working at Da Vinci Public School in Ajax. That was during the 2017 to 2018 school year. Now, Durham Regional Police are concerned that there could be more victims. They want parents to know that this year she is teaching at Roland Michener Public School on Ritchie Avenue in Ajax. And prior to that, she was working at Vincent Massey Public School and Dr. S.J. Phillips in Oshawa. Now, Wilson did appear this morning for a brief bail hearing. I'm told that she has been released on $5,000 bail in the company of a surety. She has conditions including that she not have any contact with the alleged victim in this case. She cannot go near Da Vinci Public School where the alleged incident happened last year during the school year, and that also she cannot be in the company of anyone under the age of 14 unless she is in the company of someone 21 years age or older. Now, again, Crystal Wilson of Ajax today free on $5,000 bail in relation to an alleged sexual assault of a 10-year-old student that she taught. She will be back in court here in Oshawa on October the 22nd.
Morning,
Wow.
an Alabama woman is facing multiple charges after court documents say
So I guess
It's just one woman that did something very, very, very
Yeah, I was
shitty.
about to say like his point
Yeah.
is like people rape. That's bad. No shit.
So wait. I'm not understanding where the MGTOW warrior's going with this. Is he suggesting that women are incapable of raping people?
Like,
And
to
that's-
teach women not to rape, saying that women
So-
are rapists or something. I don't know. I want him
Okay,
to explain himself
Okay.
Weird.
Wow.
because all he seems to do is just play videos and then
Yeah.
talk about it at the end.
It's what. So the only point he's making is like
she
it's
admitted to
bad to
having
rape.
them of count of first investigatorship that
To the
Sorry, I'm
I
skipping
just
through it. I want to hear his point.
was and answer sent sufficient end of what
Held. Part here is when she's
the time behind bars is
Oh.
on the light end of what she could have received.
Okay, now he finally gets to his point. He only
Again,
has
the last 20
one...
seconds.
Yeah.
she's a woman, so expect the pussy pass. The sad part here is when she gets out of jail, she'll get automatic custody of the child, and he'll get a bill for child support.
Whoa,
Gentlemen,
whoa.
I hope you enjoyed this.
Wait, what?
Why
So-
no? They won't give the person who, fucking molests people.
Molested child.
Yeah.
There's
What?
I worked in pediatrics. I get to deal with like stuff like parents doing bad things to kids and not being able to see. As far as I know, at least over here, I never had a parent be like, "Well, I had to go to prison for molesting a kid, but hey, at least I have my kids back."
Yeah, I'll see you in 5 years, kids.
Like,
Okay, so I just got a message back from Cybermonk. If I'm allowed to bring people with me, I don't want to be ambushed.
Sure, he's
So-
a lot of people with him.
Sure.
oh god, it's gonna be amazing.
Oh boy. This is our first guest, because I'm not getting any part of what he's saying here.
It sounds like the time for me to join the MGTOW.
Tyler, you
Dude,
can't join the dark side. You've been with me for a year. You can't join the dark side.
The next episode is when I finally leave.
Yeah, it's the
They're
turning
going to
point in your
convince
life.
me. I am a sheep.
Episode 2. Oh, we
Dude,
said to inform
you're-
you that Tyler left.
Watch how we just turn from sheeple to MGTOW.
Okay, so I'm responding. Sure, not an ambush. We just want to ask you about some of your videos. When are you free?
When are you free? When are you naked?
When are you? Okay, I'm gonna go brew up another thing of coffee. Should I'm hesitant to even ask this, but wow. Are you guys ready for this level of incoherence? Because oh my god, what is that? Ben and Jerry's attacks Trump?
No, you're
Hell
not supposed
yeah.
to say anything
Oh.
yet. That's not viewable for
How
the
dare
stream.
how dare they?
Wait, he spells politics with a K? Is he suggesting that US politics is somehow Russian? Why are you spelling it with a K?
Oh, look at that. What's bullshit?
Yeah.
Now I'm going in here with a like.
Grammar Nazi.
That's right, motherfuckers.
I already have like. So yeah, that's the one video of Watch of Him. Far Cry 5 confuses SJWs. That's the one video of Watch of Him. It's
There's
something
one video I
alright.
went to see of his.
I mean, like, what's this other YouTuber who like pretty much summarized the whole thing about Far Cry 5?
Ben
like,
Shapiro. No?
Ben No, it's this slightly older guy who just plays like World of Warship, World of War Thunder, and that stuff, and just everything with tanks, planes, and boats. And he just summarized it pretty much clear. It's like
Planes, tanks,
nobody's happy with that
automobiles.
game.
SJW moment in Avengers.
Top 10 SJW moments in Avengers.
Number
6 will shock you.
15, Burning Foot Ladder.
Wait.
Widowfoot
Gee.
lettuce. Oh, God,
Super Jesus Warrior?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a game, probably.
Super Jesus Warrior.
SJW's in
SJW.
here.
I
God,
believe in society and I believe in justice. That makes me an enemy to all MGTOWs, I guess.
we
Makes
accomplished
you an
nothing.
enemy to me.
Yeah.
I don't believe
Darn.
in society.
So
I
let's
gave
go
up
back
long
to
ago.
no bullshit, since the other one was like, yeah, we don't take apart his claims very well. We're gonna.
What claims were there to take apart?
I don't know.
God damn it! I had so much hope for you, Cybermonk. I was wrong.
We always have
But if he wants to debate, sure. But after
Yeah.
his video, you could.
Yeah, I mean, if you want more MGTOW stuff, I sent the channel of like the guy I mentioned before. Like,
Yeah. What was
We
that?
have
The
good
white
ramblings.
YouTuber?
no, it's hold up, let me grab it.
I don't want
for
to touch
ya.
the white YouTuber. It's like that's.
Oh, it's not
that's
the white
history.
YouTuber. It's don't want to say his Discord name and everything because would be kind of rude. Plus, he's a MGTOW, so he probably would make it sound like I targeted him with my fucking Euro communism.
Who cares? Say his fucking Discord name.
You're
Well-
such a commie, dog.
Not like you're
Pretty much.
doxing the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fuck with the freeway, and that's based because he just either he drives around, complains, walks around, complains, reads Bible or a newspaper, which is a recent edition, and complains. And it's longer videos than that. It's like 8 minutes, 12 minutes, so it
Okay,
leads
yeah.
to some.
As long as it's not just let's say something real quick and then play the whole
Oh
thing.
no, we have titles like, let's see, IVF single mothers, family with a father, MGTOW, Christians who are backsliding. He's Christian as hell, by the way, so that's like a nice added bonus.
Because that just reminds me of that one guy who was like, I was telling Tyler earlier about, is he made a book called Don't Make the Black Kids Angry, and all he does is just play like very racially divisive interviews of showing like the worst of any like colored people stuff, and it's like, oh my god, you're just like showing like the worst of people of color. Like that's like me putting nothing but KKK rallies and so like like make the white people
like,
angry.
Dutch, look at you, you're right there. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, we spoke to the leading white people in the nation, area, and like, wait, whoa. Yeah, oh yeah, he definitely
Straight
represents all white
Nazi
people.
speeches in there, like, look, it's a white guy saying it. I send you the guy's channel beef so you can like scout it out. Maybe you like.
And if anyone who cares about Richard Spencer is a fucking pussy.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked in the gym by some girl.
He can't even take a punch.
Yeah.
You saw that?
He can't take it for shit. Well, yeah, he took it okay, I guess.
The only thing he can take is dick.
Someone said, "Hey, Dutch." So
yes,
you're being
Lisa's
you're being shouted out in the chat.
I know, yeah. Another friend of mine is here, Zugas.
Crystal.
I actually have a fucking fan base now. Boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so did you get the email back, or like what's happening with that?
Yeah, he's like, let me check with some guys and I'll get back to you. What questions do you have? So I'm responding. We have some questions about your general points. We have reviewed some of your content.
So for like episode 2 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll kind of deal with this while we're reviewing this video.
Okay, so he's gonna be episode 2 or 3. Okay.
Yeah. More info to come.
Okay.
Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we return to talking about the latest Marvel movie, Avengers: Infinity War, which not only shattered box office records in its opening weekend, just over a week ago, it also has gone on to make over $1 billion in just 12 days.
A good movie.
That's pretty crazy, guys. And I say it's much deserved as well. I saw the movie opening night and I was more than impressed. It's got great action, good fun, laughs, a cool story, and most importantly, one of the best villains of all time, Thanos, who not only assembles the Infinity Gauntlet, he also proves to be a formidable match to the Avengers. I won't be spoiling everything in the movie today, so don't worry, but if you do want to hear a more complete review of the movie, you should check out our Avengers Infinity War movie review livestream, in which me and the fellas went over the movie extensively the night after seeing it. Link to that below. But for today we're going over some of the few but noteworthy bad parts of the movie, namely the SJW moments that pull you out of the story a bit and make you go, huh? Why are they doing that? Marvel is owned by Disney after all, so much like how their left-leaning SJW ideology bled into the new Star Wars movies, so too has their bullcrap creepers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Fortunately though, it's nothing nearly as bad as The Force Awakens, or the SJW fest that was The Last Jedi from back in December. No, I will say, to be fair, most of these SJW moments are a bit nitpicky for Infinity War. Besides the first and worst offender, nothing really messes up the movie too much. There's just a few things I noticed that were pretty social justice warrior-like, and progressive-ish. So, with all that said, with all that prefaced, and with the spoiler warning...
So you noticed a few things that were SJW-ish.
I mean, he said it himself. Like most of his stuff, the other video I seen about Far Cry 5, it's pretty nitpicky most of the time. Like I get what he's saying, but even then, it's like just enjoy the movie, just enjoy the game. Like it's not meant to be a political statement. Just fucking watch the movie. It's Jesus.
I enjoyed it, even though like part of it was spoiled for me, and I still walked out of it. It's like, oh my god, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's entertainment, not
what
you're supposed to live your entire life by.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to live your life as Thanos.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Just snap his finger in the half of the SJW population.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta go drop the kids off at the pool.
Close.
You should have heard the left cringe of the Doom Eternal trailer. What do you mean the left cringe?
That's a new one.
Yeah, someone said in the comment, Crystal did.
I never like I said, and that's the same goes like Crystal said, like it's a game. Like Doom, for instance, how can you see some left? Oh well, the left wing I can imagine like saying something like, it's a gun thing," but then again, it's Doom. Like that's like saying we don't want don't like not wanting to have guns in Doom is like saying, well, might as well not make. Yeah, like she said, like it's an amazing game. You might as well not make Doom if you're not gonna put guns in it. If you're not gonna put gore in it. And his Far Cry video of bullshit, like I'm granted, I haven't watched a lot of him, so me making a statement on how he is.
I like only watched one video of his before.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like if he ever watches this or anybody else, like I'm saying, like don't take my statement that hard, because like I said, I'm not very well watched in his video, so I making a statement about him or his personality, like it's not gonna be 100% flawless. Like it's the face value, right? But the other video I saw, it's pretty nitpicky, and this other YouTube, The Mighty Jingles, in one of his Far Cry 5 videos said it amazing. For instance, about the Far Cry 5 thing, he, for instance, Mo Bullshit picked out like specifically like the left outrage, or the left outrage about the game. But The Mighty Jingles summarized it pretty well in just saying Far Cry 5 was a game that it pissed off left wings because it showed like not all people from rural areas with guns are giant rednecks that shoot on sight and stuff like that. And the right side of it was upset because they felt like there were like pussyfooting parts and like stuff like that. So it's
I
sometimes
think
you
the right
don't need
wing
to look
also
for
got
it.
pissed off because you could choose your own gender.
Well, the only time I actually got upset, well, not upset even, like I understood like where people were being upset about picking your gender is when you, for instance, make a World War game like Call of Duty did, and it's like you can pick a gender. Like I'm not even that big of a deal with it because like
Battlefield
it's a
1.
game. But the moment it's like, oh, it's a historical title, like don't make it a historical title because like then people are going to be like, okay, then why can I pick a woman? It's a very nitpicky thing, but that's something at least I can understand.
Never really tried to make anything historically accurate. It all has
Battlefield?
been
I mean, yeah,
silly.
well, of course, there's going to be some fiction in that because, like, not all true historical
Like, I
war
mean,
events.
having I think World War I, I didn't think they had like access to parachutes that often. Like, everyone had parachutes.
A parachute was mostly it was more. I know the Red Baron had one, and it was like a family heirloom from his dad, I believe, or something like that. Like, it's a rare sight to see parachutes.
Yeah, it was rare. Yeah, everyone in
But then
Battlefield
again,
has
like you said, but
yeah, I know I wasn't.
Thing, yeah.
When I combat dropped into Afghanistan, none of us had parachutes. Like, if that plane went down, we were all going with it. Like,
oh yeah,
and yet no one complained about that. It's like let's. Who cares if there's
yeah,
women
but
in the game?
like I said, yeah, I understand the outrage about the whole pick your gender in a game what's being claimed to be a historical title, blah blah blah. But even then, like, if you're gonna do it well, then in that case, as soon as you jump into that biplane, you better not get a fucking parachute.
yeah. Oh my god. The idea that everything needs to be ultra realistic or it's bullshit. Come on, man. Just stop. Yeah.
If you're gonna make the claim it's ultra realistic and it's not, then like fair enough, then you can be like pissy about it. I'm fine with that. Like it's like, but like Infinity Wars is like, it's Marvel. It literally
it's a fucking comic
fantasy
book.
universe. Just enjoy the movie. Did you like the movie? Yes. Good. Move along.
Like, there was some stuff I would critique because the writing kind of at some points were just like, my god, this is so dumb. Just, for the better world, just kill this fucker. It's like, other than that, there's nothing like, oh, they're inserting SJW stuff. No, they're just having fun with the script. It's like, what the hell?
Well, let's hold on. Let's see what he thinks are the SJW moments.
Okay, go.
Here, spoilers ahead. Watch out. Well, with all that said, let's go ahead and jump right in. The first character we can for sure tell has SJW influences is Shuri, the Black Panther's sister and technology expert. Shuri was set up as this smart, sarcastic, know-it-all scientist in the previous Marvel movie, Black Panther, where she proceeds to mock the American spy Everett as he comes into their lab injured.
Great, another broken white boy for us to fix. This is going to be fun.
And Everett, of course, got that injury by jumping in front of Black Panther's bodyguard, saving her life by literally taking a fucking bullet for her. Everett nearly gave his life to save a Wakandan woman, but Shuri just jokingly calls him another broken white boy. A pretty disrespectful thing to say to a guy who took a bullet for your brother's bodyguard, but whatever. But that's not even the worst anti-white thing Shuri says in Black Panther. Check out this reaction of her seeing Everett wake up from
this isn't even in Infinity War. No,
yeah, that's a good point. God. Like he's for it to be like useful to him. He actually referred back to a different movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even though I'm like, well, yeah, like if it was IRL and someone would take a bullet for your brother, you would be like, well, thanks, white man. But it's not real life. Really? It's fantasy.
Okay, so no. Hold on. If it was real life, she'd be like, hey, I need 1 bag of saline solution stat, and somebody get the morphine because he's gonna hurt when he wakes up. Like, she wouldn't be trading, clever, pithy comments with the other characters, because in real life, people tend to keep their job in the forefront of their mind and not have time to be making, clever winks to the audience. Oh my God. Oh well.
Recovery.
All right, where am I?
Don't scare me like that, colonizer.
What? My name is Everett.
Yes, I know.
Colonizer? Really? This is not only pretty anti-white and racist, it's also inaccurate. Americans never really colonized Africa, unless you count Liberia, which was settled by American blacks.
He's speaking with a British accent.
And
what?
As far as I know, like, isn't the plot of the movie like? Well, I don't actually know if it's like that, but are there like? Because I never watched Black Panther, but aren't there like then people probably like building stuff like some white evil businessman is doing something nearby and something? That's why they're colonizers, because like.
Yeah, and it's a callback to the fact that white people absolutely did colonize Africa. Like,
oh yeah, well I know.
They did. That's why there's missionary stuff in Africa.
Even though, like, okay, I would give him at least, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt in this one, because I can imagine, like, randomly hearing, like, oh, hello, colonizer, to me, whilst I have nothing to do with it, like, at all. That would be like me going to a German nowadays to say, you're dirty Nazi. Like, that person didn't do it, that person had nothing to do with it. Why call him that? So I can get the point where he's like, well, that's unnecessary.
I think that's the point of the movie, is that.
Okay, so I sent the email to Cybermonk, just saying, hey, we have some questions about your general points, and your idea that a convicted child molester would get custody based only on the fact that she was a woman. Kind of wanted to know why you think that would actually happen. He responds with a video. Little boy is crushed under the weight of gynocentrism.
Oh boy.
Cybermonk, you're not even wrong. You're answering a question I didn't ask. But okay.
Who wanted to start their own nation in their home continent. Maybe Shuri's referring to America's colonizing in general, but even that was a pretty sparse history, especially when compared to all the European countries who really controlled the colonial things in that era, like Britain, Spain, Portugal, France, or even the Dutch or Germans. They're the ones who did the majority of the colonizing in Africa, not Americans. So with all that said, I just think Shuri is being a bit of an anti-white and anti-male here in the Black Panther movie.
Wait,
it looks like the same kind of
SJW. What does it have to do with males?
I can see the like another broken white boy to fix, right? Unnecessary, whatever. But this statement is like not specifying male, just being like unnecessarily mean to a white guy.
It's like being generalized to white guys, because
Yeah, she did it. She did 2 generalizations, which you can consider being like a fucking dick move. Fair enough, but. It's not specifically
and she has learned
anti-male.
that she's kind of wrong about being general.
Yeah, that's like a part of the movie. You have to have that subplot where.
That's the only reason why Infinity War even happened, because they were like they welcomed other races in there because they were trying to protect Earth, and it's because of this moment made them think, maybe all white people are not colonizers and more dangerous.
Yeah, it's like the Family Guy thing, right? When they have the entire episode, and then at the end they're like on the couch, like. Well, what did we learn today, family? That's pretty much the entire part of the point of it in the movie.
It's called character growth. It happens. I'm sorry.
things happen with the character in Infinity War as well. This brings us to not only the most SJW moment in Infinity War, but also just the worst scene of the movie. Granted, it's quick and pretty easy to look over, but this scene between Shuri and Bruce Banner really rubbed me the wrong way. Check this out.
The structure is polymorphic.
Right, we had to attach each neuron non-sequentially.
Why didn't you just reprogram the synapses to work collectively?
Because we didn't think of it?
I'm sure you did your best.
Okay, now I can see what they're going for.
That's not racist.
No, it's just her dunking on Bruce Banner. Like, why does he have to know everything?
Yeah, it's like the whole thing, like, Bruce is a fucking genius. Oh, Bruce, how could you oversee this? Haha. Audience laughs. Like, it's a bad joke, but it's a joke.
Yeah.
Because then, fucking... Fuck, I forgot his name. He's, like, right there, and it's like, yeah, why didn't you do that?
Vision.
Wait a minute, guys. Wait, hold on. Let's do the SJW thing and try to look at it from no bullshit's point of view. Maybe he genuinely believes that black people don't have humor, like they never invented a sense of humor.
I mean, he hasn't finished his statement yet, but so he can like throw with a curveball. But
yeah.
Okay, let him finish the statement.
For here, Shuri is making this cute line and everyone's supposed to have a little laugh about it. Oh, that's funny, look how smart she is. But in actuality, Bruce Banner and Vision are supposed to be pretty fucking smart too. Banner is like one of the top scientists in
He never insulted Vision.
Right, so the part, well, not only that, he literally answers his own thing. Why would you do that? It's a joke, the audience needs to laugh. It's a bad joke, but it's a joke nonetheless.
Oh
like,
my god.
It's a way
at this point, this is one of those nitpicky things.
A plot hole. Saying like, how come you just didn't get
he sees this like a plot hole, like how can two of the smartest guys in the world suddenly be like?
Yeah, it's a way to sweep out a plot hole.
People make mistakes, my friend.
And a wink at the audience, like, hey, we know you guys posted all about this on Reddit, so here's a new character, happens to be black, addressing the plot holes you guys pointed out to us.
In Africa, being black and being like, yo, guys, forgot about this little thing, and they're like, well, shit, we didn't think of that.
Oh no!
Laughter ensues.
Yeah,
this is a nitpicky thing, dude.
Yeah, where I guarantee you, Bruce Banner in real life would have been like, "Oh shit, thanks for pointing that out. We totally overlooked that.
Dude,
well done."
Yeah, he wouldn't go full Hulk and smash her in the ground.
Audience anyway.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you guys know it's a plot hole. Here's a wink to it.
Yeah, it's more like an audience pandering thing, if anything.
Yeah.
The world, renowned for a study of gamma rays, which, of course, is what also turned him into the
gamma rays. Gamma rays. Yeah. He's renowned for a study of gamma rays, not fucking neuroscience.
That's like saying to me, Dutch studied nursing and pediatrics. Why don't you know anything about cars? Like, well, I don't fucking know.
How dare you not know how to fucking do heart surgery?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about gamma rays. I know the very basics, because like X-ray machines, but that's about it.
Right. Whereas, as a munitions systems expert with my degree in munitions, I know that gamma rays don't turn people into the Hulk, but you don't see me making a 15-minute video about how the Hulk is bullshit and how these movies are SJW plots to reprogram everyone.
The male power fantasies.
Mm-hmm. Here you go, guys. Stand in front of an open nuclear reactor. You'll get superpowers, and then you can fight the gynocentrism on their own terms.
Glorious revolution.
The one laying down there, he's like this futuristic half-robot, half-ass guardian super genius who knows everything, which of course makes him very fucking smart too.
He doesn't know anything though.
She didn't insult
him. Like, he literally has to learn emotion and shit.
Yeah.
She didn't insult him. Also, that's the difference between being smart and fucking performing your own fucking neural fucking, you know?
It's like, I am an expert in gamma rays. I'm an expert in cars. Can you fix a radiator while I fucking fix a sports car? Like, probably not.
It's almost impossible to perform surgery on yourself, especially neural surgery.
Oh, but one guy did it once, therefore, if you can't do it, you're lame.
I also like how she's like, or he's like, Vision is like a half superhuman robot thingamajig. I'm like, yeah, but Vision is also an idiot that has to like discover emotions and shit. He's like the Marvel version of Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah. Dr. Manhattan actually had to put himself together with his own willpower, so that's different.
Yeah, and actually, you know what's stressed? Yeah, Manhattan actually knew everything, but even then, like, he didn't know emotions, all that
No,
shit.
he knew emotions. He just thought they were useless because he already knew everything.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, Dr. Manhattan's kind of like the reductor of everything, and he basically reduced even emotion to chemical synapse bullshit.
Yeah, because he had to put himself together. So he
Yeah,
had to, like, know every little thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This Shuri chick coming along and schooling them all and being disrespectful. I know that could make sense in the story in a way too, because Shuri is from Wakanda, which has more advanced technology, but even so, this scene still turns me off completely to the
explanation
character.
for why
To the movie.
It wasn't saying that she has more advanced technology. She wasn't lording over it. She was like, this is easy.
Like he said, like,
why don't you do this? And Beast Brain is like,
but that's the thing though, like, he says, like, well, maybe it's because, like, because in Wakanda they have more advanced equipment. Like, well, there you go. If you know how to use that equipment, super advanced, you probably know a bit.
Thing. He was like, oh, crap, I didn't think about it like that. Because sometimes you don't think about solving your problems in a certain way because you're so focused on one problem in a certain way.
Yeah, we're talking about a guy who has anger issues to like to a point. Like he's probably at one point being behind his desk, like, dude, fuck this job, I'm done. Like every normal person ever, stress is a thing.
Well,
people forget shit. Like,
you see, the key is he's always angry, so you know.
Ah, fuck, you got me there. Plot hole.
Got it. Stab on the haters.
Yeah.
A bit too, but more so, it really starts to make me hate Shuri. Now sure, this scene didn't ruin the movie or anything, but damn, it really did make me cringe. Especially when you remember again that Shuri is talking to Banner, one of the top nerds and top scientists in the Marvel Universe. And
because being a nerd makes you intelligent.
It would be
also
fair to say she knows who Banner is, and is familiar with some of his scientific work. So it's just very disrespectful to act like this to him here. Let's take another similar meeting of minds in Marvel as an example. Remember when Stark meets Banner in the first Avengers movie? It's one of the most classic IQ measuring contests of all time, and while they may be a little competitive, they still also have instant respect for one another. They share their knowledge and they show off a bit, but it's not too much bragging. It's not a pompous way.
I distinctly remember in the first Avengers film, like, Stark spending at least a couple of fucking scenes trying to poke at Banner and getting him to Hulk out inside of the fucking flying aircraft carrier.
There has been moments in the movies where he's like, I think it's actually Infinity Wars where he's like, oh wait, no, it's the creation of Vision. He's like, come on, we need to do more testing. I don't know if it's smart. Come on, we need to. Like,
yeah,
it's Banner isn't that, like, he's pretty easy to crack and stuff. Like, he's not he's smart, but he's not like the perfect human scientist. Like, he cracks the tone, creating vision, stuff like that.
They do it. Not like how Shuri is to Banner here. And no matter how much people say she knows her vibranium and may be a skilled physician, engineer, or robotic expert, quantum physicist, or even an exotic dance prodigy, she could be a cooking savant for all I care. The bottom line is, I find her character to be this classic I'm a genius because reasons, which ends up being shallow and a bit cringy. Sure, Shuri isn't all bad either. I do like her character as the annoying little sister of the king of Black Panther, and she also plays a good rebellious daughter to the queen, because that was relatable too. But when it comes to being the super genius, holier than thou mega bitch, I just cringe hard. They basically make Shuri this scientific Mary Sue kind of character who just knows everything just cuz.
That's not Mary Sue. Mary Sue's have perfect personality. She doesn't. She's bitchy. You just said as much.
Also, don't forget, it's the Marvel universe where this kind of stuff can happen. It's a superhero movie,
she was a princess. Dude. Why wouldn't she not be bitchy? Why would she not be a top scholar?
Yeah. Princesses seem like the perfect people to be like edgy and like, I don't want to listen to you, mom.
Yeah.
So
and yet they're calling her Mary Sue. Yeah. She has flaws. That her being bitchy and not getting along with everyone is a flaw.
Yeah, she's also young. Like, young people tend to be a bit full of themselves, and it's a sign of maturity being more moderated in your views and how you speak to other people. So I don't see how she's acting in any way outside of her quote-unquote character.
Yeah, she's well written. He doesn't like the fact that she made one comment in the last movie that
Ugh.
The script wants her to, because she's young and black and female, I guess. And it also really reminds me a lot of Rey from the new Star Wars movies, in a lot of ways. Especially like this scene from The Force Awakens.
Be pieces of us in 3 different systems.
What'd you do?
I bypassed the compressor.
Both scenes have new female main characters showing up our old favorite white male characters for absolutely no reason, and that's just rubbish to me. And back to Shuri in Infinity War, it's worth noting here that the little idea she comes up with in this scene, probably the worst scene in the movie, well, her plan doesn't even work out in the end. And normally that could be forgivable since everything in the universe is working against her, but after Shuri was so smug and disrespectful, pretending to be so much smarter and better than everyone, well, failing after acting like that just makes her look even worse.
You at most could say like, well,
scene,
that makes you look like a dick, bragging, and then fucking up.
No, she literally didn't have time. They were being invaded.
Well, yeah, no, but like I'm saying, like if we go by his logic, like at most you could say like, well, that was a bit of a dick then, huh? Being so smug and fucking up, like, but there was no big underlying tone. Like just because she was a smug, like doesn't fucking make it like a whole big deal. She's just a smug ass at that point. But yeah.
How's the MGTOW thing going, by the way?
Oh, I'm actually emailing back. I got a request to perform a wedding, so I'm responding to this person.
Anyway.
Was played during the interview with the actress on Good Morning America. Well, this Shuri situation gets even worse when you realize that they're trying to set her up to be this big hero for young black girls out there, someone to look up to. Look at all these girls on this.
I think the other one's like trying to be Black Panther, like several of them are.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the one in a man suit.
Like 3 of them are. 3 of them are like is in Black Panther suit. It's like I'm shocked he's not going like, oh, they're being confused about gender because they're with pectoral muscles.
Yeah, but that's the reason that I like pediatrics so much, and I love working with kids. It's the part that
there's actually only 3 of them in her outfit.
Yeah, like as much as we adults like to think that we all know what kids think, the beauty of kids is like they don't give a shit. Like, they do whatever they want, and they're happy doing it. The only people making big problems with it are adults. We're the only ones that are actually trying to influence them in ways. Like, stuff like this. Like, okay, so there's a black woman that could be seen as a role model. They don't even look like her. More like that.
How many are imitating her? Only 3 of them.
No,
and
yeah, but not even
like
that.
Black Panther.
They look like not her, but the other black woman, the one that actually like fights and shit. Like I don't know what her role is. Never watched the movie, but they look more like her because like she doesn't have the white dots on her face and everything. They look like just warriors, not like specifically that Shirley character.
Also, their heads aren't shaven, so clearly they're imitating. I'm joking.
Show dressing up like Shuri, looking up to her, when, in my opinion, she's a bit of a bitch who should not be praised like this. The next and second worst SJW part of Infinity War has to do with Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, who, besides a quick fight with Thanos at the beginning, well, besides that, we hardly even see the Hulk in this movie. After he loses to Thanos, the Hulk refuses to come out for Banner, who is then stuck in his human form for almost the whole movie. And at face value, that might not seem like such a bad thing. It sounds like they're trying to mix things up a bit, but when you combine this with the disrespect from Shuri, well, it's starting to seem like the Hulk is a victim of the SJW agenda here. Think about it. The Hulk is the biggest and strongest and most manly Avenger. Do you really think it's a coincidence that he all of a sudden can't Hulk out here too? He's basically got erectile dysfunction, or Hulk rectile dysfunction, I guess. So to me, it really seems like the SJWs are trying to neuter the most manly character in the Avengers. And this low-key
What the fuck?
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can work this out. Young black scientist tells Banner, hey, you didn't think of something. He goes, oh yeah, I guess I didn't. Suddenly, he can't get a boner.
Apparently.
No, it's after he gets his ass whooped by Thanos, like...
Yeah. So he got demasculated by the more manly man.
Yeah,
So-
if anything, it's like pure, like, nature of, like the primal nature of humans there. It's like the one that's bigger beats up the other one. The other one is like, well, fuck, guess I'm done now.
Yeah.
And the bigger guy wins. That's just normal ways of fighting goes.
So it's not they were just trying to make him, you know.
Yeah, and like a big part of it, I think, is like the whole like look at the first movie. It's like him like, oh, suddenly I can control this shit. Like, you know, maybe he has a bad day. Maybe he had like a little too much coffee or something. I don't know. Maybe the guy's allergic and he's like having a Hulk erectile dysfunction, like he says. Like,
It actually
fuck
in
we
the
know.
movie, it's actually played that Hulk more or less is spooked because he got utterly destroyed. Like he didn't even put up a fight.
Yeah.
Like,
and Hulk never felt that. Hulk never lost, so he's throwing attention like a child.
Exactly. It's if anything, it's like the whole. It's like I said. It's like the whole primal nature of fighting. Like you lost, so your innate is like hurt. It's like fuck. I can't believe, especially if you have never lost.
Yeah.
Like that's hurting.
Well, and also let's consider that according to Thor Ragnarok, and seeing as no bullshit here, not opposed to looking at other films in the canon. What the Hulk spent
Hulk for like a year.
Yeah, maybe he's just tired of being the Hulk. Did you ever consider that?
No, yeah, maybe he's just at that point like he's like, fuck this. I wanna like go back to being a normal human, just do my work, like.
Yeah, fuck this whole superhero jazz.
Yeah.
But isn't Hulk portrayed as a whole nother entity than Bruce?
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Yeah, that like when Hulk lost. Hulk denied coming out. Like he's like, "Fuck, I lost. It's bad." Not because Banner is something wrong with, just because.
Yeah, the Hulk felt like after a year being the Hulk and winning countlessly, only to be like taken aback by your friends, and then when your friend and you team up, you get your ass completely whooped. Yeah, that's gonna ruin your pride. That's what I felt like the movie was getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he spent nothing but, like, years and years winning as the Hulk. And you get ass handed to you. Yeah, that's gonna sting. That's like being undefeated in, like, a tournament setting. Keep winning tournaments after tournaments in EVO. In 1 year, someone just completely gets perfects on you. How
effortlessly.
Are you
Effortlessly.
gonna feel? You are not gonna show your face anymore. You know?
Yep.
Anyway.
Attack on Men is also a two-pronged approach, because not only does the movie neuter the Hulk, the manliest character, they also buff all the girl characters and make them overly smart and skilled, for little more reason than to say girl power a couple times. I felt like chanting it out in there, in the theater. We already saw how overpowered they made Shuri in the science department, but there's also a pretty noteworthy scene where some of the other girl Avengers get these kinds of moments too, for no good reason again. The Washington Post even wrote an article about the girl power scene called, "This Avengers Infinity War fight scene is a step forward for Marvel's female characters." Check this part out. As the Avengers fight Thanos and his alien army in Wakanda, his child, Proxima Midnight, descends upon an isolated Wanda Maximoff. Proxima, fulfilling her villainous remarks quota, points out that Wanda is all by herself and we prepare ourselves for the worst. Until Natasha dramatically announces she's not alone. Natasha and Oki help their fellow hero fight, and Wanda eventually uses her magic to stop Proxima from killing Natasha by flinging the alien into one of the giant tanks rolling around. Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say.
Teamwork. That wasn't just them. It was just randomly. Plus, it was a girl fight, an all-girl fight.
But you can also just say like the article's over-exaggerating just as much as he is. Like it's a fucking movie where like accidentally a couple of female heroes were helping each other out.
Yeah, and plus in order to even get article clicks, you need to make the most catchy things possible. Yeah. It's the concept in the article that you really need to read. And in the content article, it has nothing to do with woman power. It's nothing to do with it.
Like the article is just as much exaggerating as him.
They killed the woman, so that's like.
It's like he's talking to the article version of himself.
Or as I would say, girl power. And well, it looks like Marvel's pandering to women here worked, especially with these Washington Post writers, because by the looks of this article, they're eating this shit up. I will say this was a minor SJW moment, all things considered, one which really didn't anger me or mess up the movie or anything. It was something I noticed and I knew what they were trying to do. Next, the article goes on to, of course, hate on men. Aside from it determining Proxima's fate, the brief scene is noteworthy for its complete lack of men. Infinity War is a big old testosterone fest, and many of the touted crossovers involve 2 or more male characters, Thor and Peter Quill, Quill, Stark, and Peter Parker, and Stephen Strange. The humor often relies on the men competing to appear dominant, aiming to impress women like Gamora or take charge of plans. That this particular fight scene takes place in Wakanda is fitting, given the praise Black Panther received for its depiction of women. We'll get more to that later. The Dora Milaje are fierce warriors, and their general, Oki, I can't say her name right, my bad, puts her duty to protect her country and King T'Challa first. You see, even these writers are agreeing with me in some ways. Marvel is trying to get more and more pro-women, and at face value, that's really okay. I don't mind it personally, but I do get annoyed when the best way they could come up with to be pro-women is to be anti-male. That's just petty and wrong to me, and it really comes from a place of weakness if you think about it. Women should be able to stand up on their own, instead of relying on bashy men to try and boost themselves up. Speaking of boosting women up and making them overpowered, it looks like a new female hero is set to join the Avengers pretty soon. Not only is the Captain Marvel movie scheduled for release early next year, but also there's a quick tease about the character that comes at the very end of the Infinity War. In the after credit scene, we see Nick Fury reaching for a device to call for help. When he drops it, we see it's an older pager from the 90s, which has the logo for Captain Marvel on it. She's not only set up to be the first female lead in a Marvel movie, but it looks like they're making her into this rather strong and powerful superhero too. Quite possibly more powerful and stronger than all the Avengers.
She's pretty much a female version of fucking Superman in the.
I was about to say, like, that's like making Superman and just being like, well, he can fly. That's about it. Like, well, that's not really a Superman, just a flying man.
In Marvel comic. And she was an Avenger. So they're just adding more people to the Avengers roster.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like No Bullshit doesn't actually know the history of the comics. He's just kind of, he got into comics through the films, and he doesn't understand that the comics frequently switch genders on characters and all. Because it's
Miss Marvel been a collected character for a while until Captain Marvel gave up his power and she took over the mantle of Captain Marvel.
Right. But what I'm talking about specifically is, do you guys remember a few years ago when they redid the Thor comics with the new Thor being a female?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there have always been strong female characters, and to get pissed off because a new film has a female lead, I don't know, that it boggles my mind.
He's upset because she's powerful, and it's like Captain Marvel has always been OP.
Right, that's the thing. It's like, were you not expecting this?
I mean, if he complains so much, they might as well just have the one from the current line where her head is shaved.
Oh God, then he'll really freak out.
She is being called in to save them after this Infinity War drama, after all, and this goes along with this new girl power trend in Marvel movies, which I'm not necessarily completely opposed to. The men sure have had their share of the spotlight over the years, but this does make me worry a little bit. Marvel movies are turning more and more towards the women, and I just hope they don't get ruined by their SJW tendencies, like how the comic books have gone downhill in recent years. And in case you think I'm crazy here, let's go over all the girl power stuff in Marvel lately, in the movies, starting with Black Panther earlier this year, which had a suspicious amount of female characters surrounding the Wakandan king. His sister, his bodyguard.
I'm sorry, but like, wouldn't a king who's ultra manly, who wants, to keep his kingdom going, would not surround himself with sexy women? That's so weird.
It seems like this guy's just jealous. It's like, man, I wish in my personal life I had super attractive women. He doesn't stop and think that half of these women are related to him.
Yeah.
Like, so they have, they have a reason to be in the throne room just because. But, oh my God, would you look? There's 8 people in this little scene, and half of them are women. It's almost as if it reflects the actual population.
Yeah.
Actually, I think population, there's more women than...
It's 51 to 49.
Men to women?
Women to men. Women actually outnumber men worldwide by ever so slight margin.
We lost the war.
No, there is no war.
Gamers rise.
MGTOW never went.
TikTok is under attack.
Yeah.
his mother, and his girlfriend. Girls were all over in that movie, and it didn't ruin the movie or anything. Black Panther was still amazing, but it was noticeable how many girls were in there. Next, we got Infinity War here, which I already went over the girl power stuff. Shuri being the bitchy, OP scientist, and that all-girl fight scene we mentioned. And there's also Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, who was in that fight scene, who's been moving up in the Avengers and seems to be becoming one of the more powerful ones. Next, let's not forget about the next
Scarlet Witch was OP in the comics. They actually toned her a lot fucking down in the movies.
She was like the MacGuffin device in the comics. It's like,
boom,
Scarlet Witch.
Couldn't she like fucking change the fucking universe or some shit?
She was the fucking end all. She was the ultimate ex machina. She could do everything.
Wasn't she at one point more powerful than Thanos in the comics though as well?
As far as I know, yeah.
That's kind of strange. Like
the
that
movie will be
he's
real
complaining
short.
about that.
Like,
he doesn't read the comics. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he wants
then
to,
again,
like,
Squirrel Girl also beat Thanos.
Comics, then this would be a fucking heartbeat. Like the movie will be done. It's like.
You know what? They shouldn't even have Captain Marvel. They should have did Squirrel Girl.
I agree.
I want to know how pissed you would be.
That would have been more of a meme.
I would Hawk Girl.
Hey, legit question. Do you think he would have been less upset about this movie if the female character's tits had been out the whole time?
No.
I think that's DC's thing.
Well, I'm just saying, like, a lot of these guys, when you show them pictures of, like, scantily clad women, they're like, oh, yeah, that's the proper place of a woman, you know, should be eye candy for me. And they kind of ignore all the awesome shit the scantily clad women are doing.
No,
I mean, a couple of years back, I think I remember watching a movie called I Want to Bang My Friend, and all it had was nothing but women in it.
Yeah. Did no bullshit like cover that as like, oh, you see, women are taking over?
Yeah, they're taking over the porn industry. They just want movies all about them.
Well, yeah, because spoiler alert, 9 out of 10 times I don't want to look at a dude in porn.
Okay.
Okay, we're distracting. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is coming out later this summer. And it also sees Ant-Man being joined by his female crime-fighting partner. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. And then, of course, lastly, like I said before, Captain Marvel is getting her own movie next year, which will then be followed by another Avengers movie that will also feature Captain Marvel, who will most likely be this super strong Wonder Woman-like character coming in to save the day.
No,
now, with
she's
all
way
that in
more
mind,
OP
it's
than
really
Wonder
hard to
Woman.
deny Marvel is swinging towards the women in this coming year or so. Whether or not that's going to go completely into SJW territory and regressive bullshit, we'll still have to wait and see, but again, it does make me worry. And well, those are the 3 big SJW things I noticed in Infinity War. The disrespectful Shuri, the impotent Hulk, and all the girl power stuff. Besides that, I may have had a few other nitpicks, but they're all just for fun and nothing to really write home about. Like that scene where Spider-Man references the movie Aliens, which of course is a female-led 80s movie, made by none other than the SJW Canadian director himself, James Cameron, who ironically enough was bitching about this Avengers movie a week ago, saying it was too male, no less. And it looks like Marvel has recognized that too, and that's why they're overcorrecting now. There's also a giant midget in the movie. That's right. He's the guy from Game of Thrones, and he's also the one the Hulk goes to in the movie to have him make a new weapon to fight Thanos. And I think having midget, dwarf, little person representation is certainly something a radical leftist, pro-diversity, anti-ableist SJW would be all for. Another SJW point some would argue that he's Vision, who's a half robot, half alien hybrid, who's also trying to transition into being.
Like, when people are talking, you should pause, by the way.
Why does he have against Peter Dinklage?
No, the thing is, Peter Dinklage is perfect because when you impose, like, look at it in, like, if you look in the movie, it's when you impose his body build and like height into larger, he looks like an actual like dwarf giant from Norse mythology.
Yeah.
Like he actually kind of fits the bill. Like he's a big boy.
That was in Norse mythology, so they just found the actor that would, you know, suit Norse mythology. Why is he upset that they followed Norse mythology? This just proves no bullshit doesn't read.
Yeah.
If pictures aren't flashing,
but he gets angry.
Yeah.
He gets angry though. Maybe he's the new Hulk.
Oh god.
Bulls, charge!
All he'll do is just beat up women.
Domestic abuse Hulk.
Domestic abuse Hulk.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Me no like when sandwich is fucked up.
Oh God.
There are too many women in screen.
There's too many girls around. This was no good.
Movie screen.
You ruined it.
Oh, he's a trans.
Fuck off.
Oh my God.
Oh, my screen's
Yeah, because look at the left. You think that's an ideal form to walk around in all day? Like, if you want to look like a normal human, you're gonna look like one. Like, if you want to feel like a normal human, you want to live the normal human life, you're gonna look like one.
No.
But that's when it's apparently too close to being trans, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's getting into the realm of what's the fucking guy on the boat? Like, on all levels except physical, I am a wolf.
Plus, his little thing doesn't even show up in his like when it was built for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a big plot point where Shuri operates on Vision, trying to remove his Infinity Stone that's on his head. Does that sound familiar? Well, to me that sounds almost like a sex change operation.
Okay,
but instead of removing his cock, Vision is getting his Infinity Stone removed. Pretty degenerate, nonetheless. And the last SJW point I could think of is to do with Thanos and his big master plan of the movie. Thanos thinks the galaxy is overpopulated, so he wants to collect the Infinity Stones and use them to wipe out half the life in the universe. That way the other half will have more resources for them to survive. And if this plan sounds crazy and fucked up to you, don't worry. We all think Thanos is a nutbar, but he himself thinks he's doing the right thing in his own twisted way. And this reminds me of the SJWs in a lot of ways, who also think they're doing the right thing many times. And they also think they're saving the world, even though they're really destroying.
SJWs tend to respect human life. They don't want to remove 50% of all life in the universe. We don't want to remove anybody. We just want to live in peace with everybody.
Also, you forget the part. It's Thanos from the fucking Marvel universe.
Yeah, the Titan of Death.
Yes, a fantasy character.
Oh my God. So wait a minute. Let me back up real quick because my head's starting to hurt listening to Captain No Bullshit. He thinks that SJWs in the progressive movement are actually secretly regressive, and that us SJW types are, instead of, trying to have justice for all and a happily functioning society where people respect other people just cuz, we're actually secretly plotting to kill people.
Apparently.
Okay, all right. As long as I got that right.
Yeah, like as someone who's not an SJW, and like I can see, like, in their heads, they're of course going to be like, well, we want everybody to have social justice. We want everybody to be equal. Do I think they're right? No. Do I think this movie is trying to portray that via a fantasy character, destroying half the universe to make it perfectly balanced so all resources last longer? No. It's fantasy. There's a big leap you have to do to get from a fictional character to like, oh, this has to be applicable to real life.
Yeah. Yikes.
Okay.
Destroying it. Thanos is basically an SJW villain. He's helping people who never asked for his help, and in a way which no one wants him to do it. And this is very much like the radical left in current year. In the end, I believe that a little injection of these so-called social justice elements into films can be acceptable, as long as it doesn't ruin the movie or ruin the story.
I don't think it's very SJW the fact that spoilers about anyone who doesn't hear a spoiler just kind of skip ahead for like 5 minutes real quick. Thanos yeeted all the black cast.
That's terrible.
Nick Fury and fucking Black Panther got yeeted.
Dude, the entire ending of the
Are you done yet?
I don't feel so good.
Okay. Not that I actually care. I'm just in case I'm gonna watch the movie at some time.
But yeah, so I don't see how he's a CW when that happens. Anyway, let's finish.
Story or the enjoyment of it. Back to the Star Wars comparisons, well, The Last Jedi was a huge pile of SJW garbage, because its main plot strongly promotes the ideologies of leftist movements, at the expense of the plot of the movie, and sending Star Wars so off the rails it might never come back. And this damage to the Star Wars brand will surely be reflected on the box office of the next Star Wars film, Solo, which is coming out in a couple weeks. However, something as trivial as a 15-second clip of Shuri showing up Banner in Infinity War doesn't necessarily ruin this movie. It's just a little cringy. The rest of the movie holds it up though. And since Infinity War's main plot is based on Thanos, who is an SJW villain, but everyone hates him, they're actually going in the right direction here. So with that said, with the rest of Infinity War being really good and great, I would certainly say the movie is not a total SJW girl power shit show. It's just got a few groaner lines in there and scenes, which I could look over in the long run. They were all some minor points, so I'm not going to be offended by something this small. If I was getting offended like that easily, I would be no better than the SJWs.
You are getting offended.
I mean, he spent a 15-minute video bitching about some throwaway one-liners, so...
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Like, he starts and ends with, like, oh, it's a good movie. You should end with that. Review it. If you'd, like, have nitpicky stuff, fair enough, but don't make it nitpicky and try to apply it to real life.
I like
some deep cover operation. A.
The A in April is just Avengers A. Okay, let's finish.
So who actually... Yeah, go ahead.
Was Avengers Infinity War another great Marvel movie? Were you cringing at the scene where Shuri disrespects Banner? And do you think emasculating the Hulk was an intentional anti-male move? And is certainly part of this more female, more girl power type stories in Marvel? Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. See y'all next time.
I'm disappointed. There was no lady dancing around in underwear in this one.
Yeah, we didn't end with tits.
May I add? I know who that lady is, because she's on YouTube. Like she is. She was like, "Oh, I ordered a bunch of fucking bikinis online. Here's me showing them." I'm like, "Well, that's a good fucking business plan."
Yeah. I mean, yeah, do it.
I think he stopped doing that because he would get demonetized.
No.
Oh no, I probably would. Well, I don't know.
Or that was just a one-time thing on that video.
Dude, if you would get demonetized, imagine the fucking content you could create.
Ooh.
You would fucking get a content hard on.
So, any other videos, you guys?
How long have we been going?
For an hour.
Yeah. I'm happy to continue commenting on videos.
Yeah.
Choose.
I was hoping at least do 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm down for another hour. Let me whip up another cup of coffee.
You said you would do that 3 times.
No, I've drank 3 cups of coffee.
Yeah,
oh, well then.
Dude, coffee, I'm fairly certain if I were to do a blood test right now, it'd be like 90% nicotine, 10% caffeine.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Right. My nursing school education got super triggered. I'm like, that's not possible.
No, you can't do that. You should do a 15-minute long video about blood type of nicotine.
I'm guessing you're going to be on a break?
Yeah, should we have a quick little break and then we'll come back?
A little bit of content division.
Yeah. I'm trying to see.
Could I would recommend some lo-fi hip hop for our interval music.
Where's the live stream channels at lo-fi sounds, for the studying?
Yeah.
We're back. Why was that the first thing you needed to say?
Because when I look at him,
Good.
I'm like, God, it's not really a man.
We're gonna take apart a Hunter Avallone video. Or try to. You don't know. Anyway, is everyone ready?
Yep. Beef is
Hunter
getting
Avallone
ready.
here. Now, as you all know, I am toucansexual, a lesser known identity, and I have been toucansexual now for quite some time. I am toucansexual. I've been very open with the internet about my toucansexuality, but I really wanted to find some more tolerance and some more acceptance from like-minded people.
Pause.
I figured, what better place to go to add
Bestiality is never okay.
to go acceptance from.
Is that what you?
We don't fuck animals.
No, toucansexual. He actually is a toucan in the man's body, sir.
So, oh, he believes he was born the wrong species?
I don't fucking know, probably.
Oh, okay, okay.
I believe he's memeing, my good sir.
The memeing.
More memes.
Like-minded people. So I figured, what better place to go than my local Pride March?
So happy. He's
Ask me about the two
that
kids.
smug ass smile on his face. I actually want to punch him now.
Yeah. I wonder if he did get, like, run out of here.
Nah.
I wanted to punch.
Very unlikely.
Yeah, they're laughing at him. It's like, this guy can't be serious. They're not even taking him seriously. This is a hilarious joke. They're like, okay, this fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So you're asking me about my toucan
He
sexuality.
should
What would you
spin
like
a
to know?
smile.
It's about a bird, is it?
What is it? Ask me about my toucan sexuality. What would you like to know?
What is it?
Well, it means that I kind of identify as a toucan. Like, I've always felt like a special connection with them, kind of. And I figured at the Pride March, this would be the best place to find acceptance. What do you think?
Yeah. You know, sometimes I literally look at cats and I'm like, I get it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's interesting.
I think they're just kind of humoring him.
May I? Sure.
Awesome.
Sure.
You have more
Are toucan sexuals allowed at your church?
You know what? It's pretty much all accepting. So, how about this? Why don't I hand you a few more?
That's kind of what happened to me. Is I was like at a petting zoo when I was younger, and I saw a toucan, and I just kind of felt like a sort of almost like a spiritual connection. I guess, do you tolerate the fact that I'm toucan sexual? Like, is that, I know the Pride March is about acceptance. Do you accept me for being a toucan?
Sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I think it's important to look around and realize that there's people of every kind here, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think this is the best place, because I live in a town that's completely traditional, and you know, they all voted for Trump, and so coming here is really cool because you get to
He
see people of
infiltrates.
all ages
Yes.
supporting
Well
the
done.
same cause.
I mean, I identify as a toucan, and I also have a bit of a attraction to toucans.
They see the
So is that like a bestiality thing?
Not
Yeah.
really bestiality. It's more of like a spiritual and sexual kind of connection. I figured at the Pride March would be a great place to find acceptance. I don't know. Have you ever heard of toucan sexuals?
I have not. But you know, there's furries, so like, I guess that's a thing.
No, not quite. Because I mean, I more identify as a toucan. Like, in my heart, I don't
The thing
really
is, what I don't
outwardly
get is what's
express
the
it as
point
much.
of the video he's making here?
I don't even know.
Trying to make
Like,
it
if he
believe
wants
that
to debate, you
LGBT.
should
you
do
ever see that
something
video?
more provocative than I'm a toucan.
I
Like,
think he's trying to get to say LGBT will accept anything.
Yeah, well, what's wrong with being accepting of people? I mean, it's like, okay, dude, you do you. Just, you know, don't break any laws there. Don't stick your pee into a bird. It can't consent.
Yeah, that's
I don't even
why she was
think it
trying to
could
avoid the
go
whole
in there.
situation.
I mean, I
She
guess
was
that's
like,
the
well,
point
there's
he's trying.
furries,
I
aren't
mean, that's
there?
the point he's trying to make, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
if everybody is allowed to do whatever he wants, why can't I stick my penis in a toucan?
Because
One,
that's
you'll kill it.
already. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
asking.
teapot.
I'm just saying.
Guys, I'm teapot sexual.
To it can't
I
consent.
stick my penis in teapots.
Well, at that point, Tyler, you're
Fleshlight sexual.
Yeah, the fleshlight was designed to have your PP in it, so you won't hurt yourself.
No, I'm only sexually attracted to the toucan.
The toucan, not the toucan.
Nah, yeah, fuck. I'm having a stroke.
So you've been converted to toucan sexual just by watching this douche in his.
Yes, he convinced me, dude.
Dude, Tyler, you're
convinced me.
switching sides. You're a MGTOW toucan.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
God. Shell, we need to stop this podcast because I don't think Tyler has any agency of his own. He just, whatever video we critique, he's automatically on that side.
Where the bird, the eagle, kind of nips at Trump. I always felt like a connection with that because it was like a bird attacking Trump, and I felt like that was just how, me as a toucan.
I never seen that video.
Oh, have you not?
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Get out! Stay off me, fucking rope, lad.
I need to see that video again.
With that because it was like a bird attacking Trump, and I felt like that was just how, me as a toucan, I would like to do the same kind of thing.
Oh my god.
I accept it.
I always felt like a connection. See that video where the bird, the eagle, kind of nips at Trump? I always felt like a connection with that because it was like a bird attacking Trump, and I felt like that was just how, me as a toucan, I would like to do the same kind of thing.
I get it.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, yeah, have fun with that.
So toucan sexuality is kind of a lesser known identity. I think that I was the first to feel this way, but I might not be. It's basically where I kind of identify as a toucan.
Hunter's like out of his league
and
here.
I sort of have a
Hold on, pause.
like, spiritual attraction.
Look at Loyalty's face. The dude wearing the Loyalty t-shirt, he looks like he's about to put his fist through this kid.
Excuse me, did you just assume it's gender?
Loyalty's face.
Loyalty.
Yeah.
It's a loyalty.
Yeah.
No, but like, I get what he's trying to do, I think, but like, what's the why? Not like you're actually proving a point. Like you made this statement before. We get what you do, but like, why do the whole dumb toucan thing? Like, we get what you mean.
Yeah.
He's in the pride marches. Such a no
Like,
thinker.
you're not gonna. I think he's looking for that confrontation. Well, I'm pretty sure he
I'd
is.
smash
like,
the
so
girl
for
to the
debate.
left.
I'll smash them all.
I would smash probably none.
Yeah.
Tyler, don't even joke. You'll probably have that guy named Loyalty fist you.
I don't think I could handle that.
No.
It's a big fist, boy.
Attraction to toucans. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of otherkin. It's kind
Oh
of
my
comparable
God.
to that.
So this is a sexuality?
Yes. Yep.
It's not,
Toucan
it doesn't like generalize into like objectum sexuality?
It's not really object. It's more of.
Right, but it's like the concept. It's specifically with that breed.
Yes. Yes.
She's trying to catch him up by luck. Also, that person is like half Asian, half European.
Except there was one. Did you guys see the video where the bald eagle kind of attacked Donald Trump?
God damn it.
No, but I wish I did.
Well, I kind of identified with that bird as well because I know that I would always like to kind of attack Donald Trump. So.
Wait.
Yeah.
How does it work?
Loyalty seems okay with it.
What do you mean? How does it work?
Trying to catch
I feel
him up.
attracted to toucans.
Like sexually? So
Yeah, sexually and more of a spiritual in a way that I kind of feel like I am a toucan, like in my heart. Again, like I said, it's similar to otherkin.
So I guess my question is, how would you be able to?
How would I reproduce?
No, not reproduce, because I'm a lesbian, and it's like, how do we reproduce? But I mean, like, how are you able to like satisfy your needs with your sexuality?
It's kind of difficult right now, but that's kind of why we're raising awareness for it. I wish I could give you a more specific answer, but that's a little personal for me.
Well, good luck, and I appreciate your boldness.
Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. You guys have a good one. I figured at the Pride March, this would be kind of a place to sort of like come out of like the closet,
ugly blur mark.
let everyone know.
Let's actually do some
my identity.
editing.
Have you ever heard of toucan sexuality?
I have not, and I'm wondering, are we referring to like the bird, or is it something different?
It is the toucan. Yes.
Thank you for educating me.
No problem. Absolutely.
You
We're kind of
something out.
asking what people think. We're thinking about getting a petition rolling to get them to add it to LGBT. So it'd be LGBTT, the second T being for toucan sexuality. Do you guys think that's a good idea? What do you think? We were kind of talking about adding the toucan sexual to the LGBT acronym, so it'd be like LGBTT, T for trans, and then T for toucan sexual. How would you guys feel about that? Do you think it's not really known enough to add it, or would you guys be willing to like support the cause to add another T to LGBT?
I think it's a great idea. If there are people out there who need to find a place
I don't trust
to identify with, and they can bring others together, then go for it. I think it's amazing.
I mean, to me, it's LGBTQIA+, so I feel like the plus sort of adds like sort of the lesser known ones.
Okay.
I think about the same thing, because like with the plus, it adds like other stuff into the spectrum.
I know this girl meant well, but honestly, it was so offensive, and it really hurt my feelings that she believed my identity.
Get a condom for your heart, because we're about to fuck your feelings, child.
Plus sign. I deserve to be equally represented
No,
in
you
the
don't.
LGBT community.
Right, so it's kind of like that, but it's specific to toucans. So I kind of identify as a toucan. I'm attracted to toucans in a sexual, but also like a spiritual way.
The guy on the right looked like he about to die of laughter.
Yeah, because no one believes him.
Yeah.
Very cool. Cool. So you guys have never heard of toucan sexuality until now?
No. Never. No. I just no idea what the hell it is.
Yeah, it's definitely lesser known, and we're kind of working on. I want to know your guys' opinion. We kind of want to add it to the LGBT, so we want it to be LGBTT. The other T being toucan sexual. Toucan sexual. What do you guys think about that?
Wait, whatever floats your boat. I don't care.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's it.
There you go. Like.
Fuck what everybody says.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think no one gives a shit to
yeah.
this shit posting,
very tolerant,
and people who are wanting to
accepted me
trip
for
him
being
up.
toucan sexual.
That's all he's getting.
There was one individual who seemed to be full of bigotry and hatred. This guy was actually one of the leaders of the march, and he went as far as to get the police involved.
Yeah, because you're harassing people
against toucan sexuals.
One of the Pride leaders was very bigoted against Hunter. He did not seem to.
Who is this? A sister?
It's a meme.
Yeah.
Brought the police.
His crack whore?
Is there a problem?
I think you're taking it too far, Shell. Too far.
We were not causing an issue. This gentleman was we were actually, we say ask us about it. People have been coming up asking us questions. We have it all on camera.
You've been approaching
and then
people.
This gentleman actually.
Yeah, you've been going up to people.
You can't say that 100% because the moment he cuts to them, you don't know if they've been up to them. And if so, they are voluntarily talking to him. Like they could have said nope.
We say we're filming a video. Is that okay?
Because also I'm being told that you're making fun of people.
How are we making fun of people?
I'm just going off of what I was told.
I wouldn't trust that guy. He's been following us around and being kind of weird.
He's one of the big event coordinators here, and we work with them also. So we're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay. Okay.
So.
I mean, we're holding a sign up. People are.
And I don't need you recording me. Let me just turn off.
All right. So we were out here. We were asking questions. We were filming people
He's
consensually.
getting thrown out.
And then that gentleman you saw in the previous footage came over. He started to. He literally tattletaled on us. Told the police. They came over here giving us a hard time, even though we weren't causing any trouble.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. So he goes in there. He admits that, oh, I was just asking questions. So if you're asking people who don't want to talk to you questions, you're approaching them.
Yeah.
And then and then he tries to, like, I think he figured out he was admitting to it, and then he's like, but then they tattled on me. Like, I was doing shit that's wrong, and they told the... why?
Dude, to be honest, if he approaches someone and they respond to him knowing they're going to be on camera, knowing all this stuff, I don't think that's harassment at that point. Because they are voluntarily talking to him. They could
more or
have
less
said
making
no.
fun of the whole idea of LGBT.
Yeah.
Well, and he's allowed to. He has the freedom to do so.
I know, but if they're doing an open rally, it's kind of confusing the message.
It's still a right for him to be in a public space with this sign, like, and he's as far as I know, he's not calling for the murder and everything, so he's not breaking any quote unquote free speech
but it's
laws with that.
mudslinging.
Yeah, it is actually a thing. It's like going up to a funeral, for example, that you haven't been invited to, you have nothing to do with the people, and then like marching in the funeral march dressed as a clown, people are going to get upset about that, even if you're not saying anything.
Or holding up a sign going
said
like,
there's
this
a
person
difference. You
ate
said
babies.
it's like going to a funeral you're not invited to. This was an open event.
So are funerals. Like, funerals happen on open roads and shit. Like, you don't just...
The difference is between a funeral and that is like, a funeral's like, you're not like invited to a funeral. When a funeral passes you public roads, you're not going to jump in the car like, yo, what up, folks?
I mean, I did once.
This is an event held in a public place, open to the public.
Yeah.
That means that people are allowed to enter without any...
Sure.
Yeah, but he
Okay,
joined with
here.
malicious intent.
No. We can do this in an even easier way. You go ahead and repeat what this guy was doing. Hold a sign saying, "I have sex with birds" in the middle of your town square when there's no event, and see how people react. Because he could have his own little "I'm a toucan sexual" march anytime he wants. He'll be the only guy standing on this fucking street corner with a goddamn sign saying, "I fuck birds."
So he can also attend a public event claiming he's shitposting, right? He is attending, like I said, a public event. You saying like, well, he can do that on his own. That's true.
The whole march is for awareness of LGBT.
Yeah. And if you look, he was going up and harassing the woman that was trying to raise AIDS awareness.
Yeah.
How was
he went up to her stand. She had her own little fucking place. She had booked that place, spent money to be there, all this other stuff. If he wanted to like raise awareness of being a bird fucker, he could have rented a stall and stood there, and then people could come up to him and ask him about fucking birds. He didn't do that.
Also,
he was wandering around fucking with...
Once again, how is it harassment? He went to the woman.
She clearly didn't want to be a part of it because he had to blur her fucking image.
How can you... Yeah, but that's the thing. You can't claim what she's thinking.
Plus,
apparently
he made sure to edit stuff.
Yeah, and he's wandering around having somebody film him for what is clearly a bit.
They have the right to film in public, but the people who are getting filmed have the right to say, "I don't want to be filmed in public." Therefore, he has to blur.
And if enough people say, "Hey, we don't want you recording this shit because you're doing dumb shit," then yes, the arbiters of the law, so that actual fights don't break out, also known as the police, will come and escort you away. You can clearly see in the video where people are actually getting angry with him, and rather than have to break up some brawls because some fucking 17-year-old jackass wants to go up to people raising awareness about their actual marginalized status, dude, I'm just getting pissed.
No, but like I said, first of all, the age, I don't know how old he is, 17, I don't know. That's not even the point. The thing is,
anyway, there's only like a minute left in the video. I don't want to sit through more of this.
People are visibly getting upset. I don't see that way. At least I couldn't see them. There probably were people who were upset with him.
He was gonna make him eat that
we spent like a solid 3 minutes discussing how Legend Shirt was getting really aggravated. And with the editing we've seen, we can already tell that he's saying shit that he would prefer not on there.
Yeah, he clearly was trying to antagonize people.
Go back to Legend Shirt, and at one point he is laughing about him talking about the toucan sexuality. If he's really that upset, you think he will be like laughing along with the whole joke?
Oh my god.
With such a hate-filled bigot, it truly traumatized me. And the fact that he was a leader, an organizer of the Pride March, just proves to me
that it's an event.
I will never be accepted by the LGBT community.
You weren't trying to be accepted.
The community is really there to accept people like him, and if they can't accept him, who will? And
I'm sorry, her
I'm
foundation
so
is so shit.
He'll live
It bothers
in a
me.
cage for the rest of his life.
I wonder how thick the shell of the beak is.
Not at all. It's pretty much.
Yeah, you can see through it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's like you can see the light shining through quite well.
Light shining through.
Very interesting.
I wonder how it's gonna look like without a beak. That's actually probably horrifying. I don't want to think about it anyway. I don't want to end it on that. Anyway, let's discuss what we.
Yeet.
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 So, conclusion. Avallone's pretty much shit person.
He's just doing the good old shit post.
Yeah, shit posting in real life doesn't work. You can shit post on the internet. You know, you can say things like that, but you go out in the room, start people, it's not going to work out well for you.
You're gonna get smashed.
Yeah, you know, it's a risky take, but like anything for comedy, I guess.
Hell yeah, but anything is comedy as long as you want it to be.
Oh, dude, for everything there's something who someone who finds it funny. So.
Kowalski analysis.
Oh, dude, for real.
Anal
I mean, I never been a
ISIS.
fan of Hunter Avallone before, mostly because of his like. I don't know. I should make it honest statement though. I never watched him that much. Like the stuff I have watched of him, it's more like Christian stuff. And seeing as I'm an atheist, I usually have a problem with that. But yeah, that's
Atheist scum. You don't believe in the big G in the sky?
I know, right? I only trust the DO G.
This is signing off. Anything any one of you want to say? Final messages?
Beware the internet. Beware the internet.
DutchKeK?
It was fun being here. Thanks for having me.
How about you, Ty?
Yeah. I would like to. Let's end this with an ending statement from our main man, Orange Man Bad. That's a lie. We don't have Orange Man Bad.
Thanks for the ASMR.
And I'd like to say, it's been great. We will be back later on. But,
Never.
Later on this week. But what was his name again?
Oh, Cybermonk?
Cybermonk. And we'll discuss
Maybe.
MGTOW. Special event.
Mig. Get it right.
MGTOW, whatever. Men going home. We'll actually have
men going home.
Men going gay.
So this was Feminist That Word Talk Show podcast. Have a good day, everyone.